Hi, hello, Nancy, Gordon Swanson. This, what I'm going to talk about today is to the youth or our school children. Some of the 7 teachings that we have in our native language, and then also in the spiritual life. In the Bible, it says the spirits of the fruits, and now those are important in life for all of us to be able to know and to share these, to find knowledge and understanding, to be able to have wisdom and all. You're going to know, and these are the ones. First thing is wisdom is very important. Is the knowledge comes from hard work and dedication. Now, to be able to have these, it's very important to be able to look into, search, and what you have to be able to gain in these the work that you want to do and the thing that you want to be. Your career. But all these things, you must have courage to be able to do these. And courage is very important. And if you have courage, nothing will stand in your way to be able to do these. You know, you'll have that, because you're going to have that wisdom that you're going to need, and then courage is going to, you have to do it. And then also, courage is something, what it takes to stand up and start things. And before you do that, to start on and stand up and do things like that, you need to, what it takes to sit down and listen. And then, because there's a lot of elders and people that are older that have knowledge, that are that believe in that you can do these by the way they sense you, or by the way you talk, or by the way you do things. Now, that's the important steps to take, is to listen and sit down with somebody and be like your teacher. Your teacher is very important to you. Your EAs, you can learn from them. If you don't know if you don't understand what you're reading or what you're going to do, because they have already that wisdom and knowledge of things to do. And then and then you come on to that to be able to, after, if you listen, and you'll be able to take the steps to start, to get up and start on your what you want to be. And that's the important thing. And then to have courage is you let yourself to become strong on your believing. And nothing's going to stand in your way if you're going to do it. I came through all these. My education was only grade 8. And I was able to do a lot of things that I was just taught how to do things. Like I became an acting supervisor in the hospital. I learned that from my former boss. He believed in me that I can do it. He just told me how things go, how to go on, how I can move on to these, be able to learn on my own after. He taught me. He made me sit down in this office and told me all these things. And I was able to be a water plant operator, switch plant operator, and then I was able to do plumbing, change electrical motors and all that, because he had courage in me. He believed in me, and I was able to do these. And there's a lot of things that you can learn doing when you're taught to do all these. And those are very important. There's only a few things that we have to, I'm going to talk about, to be able to do, like courage and then wisdom. And as we move on into this week that we're here, I can move on. I can tell you others about the spiritual of our lives and in our work. And this is the 7 teachings that we have. But I'm just going to do a few, and then later on, that's what I'm going to be talking about. How we can move on and work together. Love is a very important thing in our lives, to be able to share that with each others. And if we care for each other, it means we love each other in a way that we can show a respect to all people, no matter what race it is. We need to do that because we are made as human beings. We have all what our Lord, our God created us to be. So these are the important things, the teachings that we have, that we need to do, is to believe, to have all these friendship, and it takes it takes a person to do all these, a loving, caring person to be able. And you can start. Nothing is impossible. You can do all these and you can move on into your grades, like what you believe in yourself you can do. That's the important thing. That's I was taught a lot growing up when I was young by my grandparents, by my parents. But there's a lot of things that we couldn't move on to because of the resources that were not there, and it was very hard for us growing up in our communities. And that's being out there was something that's you had to be strong to be able to make it out there. And then sometimes what happens was the way we were treated in school, and that's part of the things. But we can walk away from those. We can always forgive and forget these things. It's very hard to forget and forgive, but we must try that as much as possible to be able to move on. We don't want to live in the past. We want to move on. That's one of the things I done. Because I was growing up in abusive life in the school. I was abused, and then I forgave my abusers, and then I moved on. And today I was able to retire from Health Canada over 30 years, and then I was able to become a minister for another 30 years right now. So if I can do it, nothing is impossible for all of us, for you and I, to be able, because we're going to have to share these things together. And then if you want to talk, if you want to know something or talk to me about some things, I'm always available. I can teach you a lot, and then by sharing a lot of things about the past and about the future that we need to move on to. And I'm very thankful this afternoon, today, that I'm able to share you a few of these 7 teachings, and then next time I'm here, I'm able to share the other ones, and then also the fruits of the Spirit that we need to move on in our lives. So I'm very thankful, and I thank the camera persons here that are interviewing me. Thank you very much, and God bless.